Hey guys, my name is Alacia and welcome to my channel, The Sea Life 6. If you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe and notification button so you can get notified every time a new video comes out. Okay, what is today's topic about? You read the title right, self-care. And how do you self-care with homeschool? How do you self-care when you are with your children 24/7? When you're with them from the time their little eyes wake up to the time their little eyes go to sleep? How do you accomplish that with never getting a break? Well, I also, before we're gonna jump into that, am I gonna talk about a little kind of myth, I almost wanna say, about what is and isn't self-care. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna talk about what is not technically self-care. This I want you to stop saying is self-care. And the reason I want you to stop saying that this is self-care is because there are three necessities we need to function on a daily basis, you guys. And that is saying, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get a shower to get some self-care in. No, 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 no. That is not self-care. In the aspect of you getting a break from your children means you finally get to go shower. Please get that out of your head. You should be able to shower without feeling like the shower is the only break that you're getting from your children, because let's be honest, most of the times they're banging on the walls, they're coming in, they're interrupting, or you're waiting until super early in the morning or super late at night to go ahead and get that shower, to kind of get that self-care in, to where you have just that moment of, they're asleep, they're not hurting each other, they're not fighting, they're not hurting themselves, they're not yelling, they're not screaming. Everything's quiet, everything's zen, and you're going and getting a shower. Why, that's great, and it makes you feel like you've kind of been up here and you're down here again. I really want to point out that that is a basic necessity. That's a basically right that every person has, is to have a shower, feel clean. So moms, stop saying, oh, I had a self-care day, I had a shower today. No, no, girlfriend, go get that shower. There are other things that you could do for your self-care that we need to think about besides getting hygiene under control, okay? So take that out of your vocabulary. If you have a spouse, you have a boyfriend, you have a significant other, look at your significant other and say, hey, going to take a shower, I'll be right back. As moms, we have the hardest time doing that. We want to keep going and going and going and going and making sure every little thing is done and put together and away. And sometimes you gotta go, you know what, those dishes, they can wait until I'm done my shower. Okay, okay, they're not going anywhere. Somebody will probably put a dish in there as soon as I get in the shower. Even though everything's clean, somebody's gonna get thirsty, somebody's gonna get a cup, okay? Take that time when you have the ability. If you're a single person and you're like, okay, well, I don't have a spouse, I don't have a significant other, I hear you, I understand that. Family members, where does this come into play? Hey mom, I'm coming over, or hey mom, could you come over? Hey dad, could you come over? Hey sis, hey brother. You know, anyone within your family who you feel comfortable letting your children be watched by, a neighbor if you're good friends with them, your best friend. But having them come over so you can take a shower, I want you to stop listing that as a self-care option. It's just a daily need option, okay? Another thing is, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go self-care and grab myself a snack because I haven't eaten anything all day. Now, stop that. Stop that right now. Eating, okay, eating is not self-care. Eating is something you have to do, whether you're on a vegan diet, a meat diet, you know, whatever diet, whatever your dietary restrictions may be, eating is something we have to do to literally survive. You cannot go without eating. You will put your body into some serious issues if you go long periods of time. And again, I know it's hard. I find myself doing this all the time, where I'm go, 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 go from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. And it's like, oh my God, I didn't eat today. I gotta shove something in my face. But mamas, I'm telling you, this isn't a self-care option like, oh, I have like, not self-care in the fact that you're gonna go out on a date. You're gonna go out somewhere and eat dinner. I'm talking about eating dinner or eating breakfast or eating lunch or grabbing a snack because you have not eaten that day. There is a difference between eating to sustain life and then eating as like a date or like a girls' night or something like that. Very, very big difference. So having a small meal not a self-care option if you haven't eaten all day. Okay, that's only a self-care thing if you're going out, if you're getting away, if you're breaking away, but you've eaten throughout the day, okay? I feel like there's a very big difference between, you know, I'm going out with my friends, we're gonna grab a couple of drinks, or hey, we're gonna grab some appetizers, then, oh honey, thank God you're here. I haven't eaten all day. I'm gonna pass out from starvation. I need some self-care time. Okay, so stop doing that. The third thing I wanna point out that is not self-care, that is something that you have to do, is sleep. And I know if you have a baby, it's hard. I know if you got a child that has sleeping issues, it's hard. But if you have a significant other, you have a spouse, they need to be doing just as much with the sleeping as you do. Because if you're running on fumes, that's when not so great things happen. Your reflexes are slower. Your brain is foggy, you're snappy, you're irritable. Not sleeping causes a lot of other things to happen. You could be driving and you're exhausted and you fall asleep at the wheel. You could be driving and because you're so mentally exhausted, you're not paying attention, your reflexes are slower, okay? So taking a nap, I don't consider self-care in the aspect of you need that in order to have mental clarity, okay? That's not an option. Self-care is optional things we can do to kind of woosah, take a break, take a step. And I don't want to say self-care is like, oh, I need to get away from my kids. That's not what it means. But there's some times where you just want to get away. You want to have that moment by yourself. It's not even about the kids being bad. It's just mental overloading, okay, all day long. Someone's always asking you a question. Someone always needs something. There's always something to do. Whether you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, it's still the same things. Working moms, you have all these things at work you have to do, have to accomplish. You gotta come home and then continue to do those things. Now, stay-at-home moms, all the things that a daycare facility is doing for the moms during the day for that child, you are basically your own child's daycare facility. You're not getting breaks. You're having to do breakfast, lunch, dinner. You're having to do all the cleaning, all the tidying up, having to give your child that educational aspect, going on play dates, making sure they're sociable. There's a whole lot of things, right? There's a whole lot of things. And again, it doesn't have to do with your kids being bad. Your kids might be fantastic. That doesn't mean you don't need a break from them every once in a while. You love them, you love being around them, but there's just something about taking that step away and getting your mind to feel like an adult almost. Does that make sense? Like you're an adult again. It kind of make you, when you walk back through that door again and you see those kids, you're just like, I love you. I love you so much. You know, that pressure on your shoulders has lifted away. So self-care, get a pedicure, get a manicure. Guess what? If you're on a budget and you don't want to do that stuff, go for a hike, go for a walk on the beach if you're by a beach, go and like to a lake and just watch the water. There isn't things that you have to do to spend money. There are plenty of things that we can do for self-care that does not have to do with money. Going for walks, going for hikes, all of those things don't cost money, and they are great ways to not only kind of get your body into a little more of an active zone, but clear your mind. Do you like working out? Maybe wake up a little bit earlier, go to sleep a little bit later in the afternoon to get that workout in so you feel whew, and just like, okay, all right, I'm back at it. Now, I know in my current state, I'm not in my healthiest body right now, but working out really does help me and my mental clarity. I was going to the YMCA before this whole quarantine thing started, and having those 2 hours with my kids being in childcare, and I knew they were having fun because I'm actually friends with the childcare workers. I knew they were having fun. I knew they were safe. I knew that they were doing activities to keep them entertained. And I was taking that time to go and work my body out, work my mind out, meditating a little bit, doing a little bit of cardio, some strength training, and then taking my stuff, and I brought my stuff to actually shower at the gym. So I was good, ready, and just like set. Now there were sometimes I went in the morning and did that, and there were sometimes I went in the afternoon and did that. But that for me was like a, whew. Now granted, a gym membership does come with a cost, but again, if you're someone who likes working out at home and wants to get up early before their kids are up, do that. Do that for your mental space time. If you want to do it when your kids are asleep, if you're more of a late night person, do that workout when your kids are asleep. It clears the mind. Same when your spouse or significant other gets home and you're like, you know what, hon, I need to just I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm gonna go get a drink. Like, you know, maybe you don't drink coffee, but there's like, you know, Starbucks has all those fruity flavors. I'm going to get a drink, and just a drive sometimes can even just take everything in your headspace and just throw it out the window. A good 20-minute drive can really change a lot of things for me. I blast music, I sing off key at the top of my lungs. I really don't care if people hear me. It is what it is. If you want to judge me, go ahead. But a drive can just completely change my mindset. And just having that little bit of time where you don't have to feel like you have to pay attention to anything else going on in the background. Kids, somebody's hungry, somebody's got to go to the bathroom, somebody needs a diaper change. It just, and you feel refreshed and reset. So I really hope that, like me, kind of like taking and putting two categories into what you should consider self-care and what you should consider like normal everyday needs kind of like opens your eyes and you're like, I need to find something else to do for self-care. Now, I know there might be someone that goes, you know what, I'm a single parent, I don't have anyone to help me. Have you reached out to family members? Do you have a best friend? Do you have a neighbor that you trust? Do you have a sitter? You know, when my husband has been deployed a lot, I feel you on this, because my husband's gone for extremely long periods of time and it's just me and the kids. My closest family member is a 5-hour drive away. So I really feel for those that are like, it's all on me. And I get you with that. So I had to start using the it takes a village kind of mentality. I reached out to my friends and I was like, hey, do you mind taking my kids so I can go get my hair done, get my nails done, have like a 20-minute coffee break. And whenever you want to go ahead and get that done, I'll go ahead and take your kids so you can go and get that done. Being able to have some moms that you can flip-flop with, that can really, really help you. Find someone that you know that your parenting styles are alike and you guys can flop back and forth. That way you're still getting your mental clarity. Have a family member if you're by a family member. Have, you know, your best friend. Pay for a sitter if you can afford it. You guys, I had a sitter when my husband was deployed that came to my house every Thursday night just so I could go grocery shopping, because it's that taxing sometimes when you're doing school all day, then, you know, you're going to activities at night and then you're trying to go grocery shopping. The kids are getting bored, they're getting restless, and you're trying to think of things and you can't. And then like when you got 4 of them, you got 3 kids in a cart, the cart's half full with kids, you can't really pack too many groceries on it. It was really a lot. So I wound up getting a sitter just so I could go grocery shopping. And that was even like a, whew. Now granted, I was doing something that I needed to do like for food for my family, but it was still a kind of woosah moment because I was able to take that step away and be by myself. And I would take my headphones, put headphones on, I would walk around the store, I'd listen to an audiobook, and it was just really about me having that separation. So I really hope this video you kind of found helpful. You kind of realized like, oh yeah, I should stop saying like a shower is a self-care thing. Think about what something you could do for self-care. I really suggest that you do something at least once a week, if not once every other week for yourself. Go clubbing, go ahead girl. You wanna go have a girls' night out? Go do that. You wanna have a date night with your husband and that's what you call for self-care? Go ahead and do that. But self-care is really something where you take a step away from, I wanna say for self-care, you're taking a step away from not only your children, but your spouse. You have like a self-care time and you have a couple's self-care time. But if you don't want to be, you know, maybe you're a kind of person that needs to kind of be around other people, doesn't like being themselves, then maybe just having a couple's night out for self-care is what you need. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please get in the comments, tell me what you use for self-care, and I'll see you on the next video.